Okay, so all the other free zones and Dubai mainland VARA covers, but not DIFC. They're at their own standard. They're regulated standalone.
Yeah, to their own. And does that mean that VARA has an overarching kind of like yes or no in certain things where, you know, a free zone, I'm making this up, but let's say DMCC says we're going to license ABC, but if VARA say no for whatever reason, do they have an overarching kind of like decision making on that, or can the free zone make a decision without VARA? How does that play out?
When it comes to company incorporation, so they're two separate processes and they run in parallel at a certain point.
Yeah.
So I'm a VASP. I want to set up in Dubai. I go through my selection process and I select, for example, DMCC, for argument's sake, or DWTC. It's the same with both, really. You start your company incorporation. They will do their own due diligence. They have their own background checks that they do on UBOs, GMs, the key personnel that are going to be involved, shareholders in that entity. So they will make a decision themselves first as to whether or not everybody passes all their due diligence. Are they clear? There'll also be an exercise where they'll be asking you, what is it you're doing? So you'll present to your free zone a high-level business plan. If you mention that you're obviously doing a virtual asset, then they will say, okay, that's fine, but you're going to be introduced to the VARA process at that point. The only thing is, it's not a case of if VARA say we're not licensing, ultimately they would not be able to do the virtual asset activity.
Yeah, without VARA.
If that company decides, okay, right, we're not going to now go for a virtual asset activity, we want to be a prop trader, for example, we're not going to go for an exchange, we're going to stay within the volumes, the stipulated volumes, and we're going for prop trading, then that is a DMCC choice because it's a DMCC it's a business activity that they can apply for with DMCC.
Yeah, so in principle, yes, VARA have an overarching yes or no over the, like if
it's
VARA,
a digital asset, it's a virtual asset activity.
But then that company could then say, okay, that's fine, we won't do that part, we'll do this part, and then DMCC.
Then they go through that process with DMCC, whatever incorporation they need to from a non-VA point of view.
Yeah, fine.